Hello everybody, welcome back to Formula 1 97 full season round 11 Hungaroring. Probably one of the most difficult tracks to drive in the game period. We're gonna do the practice session right now. Practice session is 13 laps around the track to basically beat our personal record, but most important is to basically master the track, to learn how to beat some of the curves, where to brake and what to do, because this track is very difficult to master. Alright, let's go. 13 laps. With a hand camera so that we can see the maintenance you do both your car and your thumb. No. That's probably not gonna happen because I don't have money to do like additional camera.
Go!
I wish I had the money so I could buy all the equipment in the world, but I don't. Most likely never will.
It's incredible! These drivers are controlling a car about half the weight of a Mini, and these things can accelerate to about 150 miles an hour in 6.5 to 7 seconds.
Alright, we don't really have a lot to beat when it comes to the best time. Only like half a second. It's not really that bad.
He's down at the first split. That's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best. Amazing! That was a new personal best time.
Second camera just for this game. If I was doing like a racing wheel,
7% rule of the past couple of years,
like an actual racing wheel, maybe.
Had to sharpen up their act and spend longer making
But
sure
I
they
sincerely
could do
doubt it.
competitive time. This means that the gap between the qualifying times from the front to the back of the grid is now much
I mean, there are
less.
people who are using 3 or 4 webcams even, and they're doing transitioning while they are talking to the people.
6. He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1.
It looks nice, but I don't think it's very practical because it really sounds and looks very gimmicky. It only gives opportunity for people to bitch about, hey, why are you switching the camera point of view every 5 seconds? Besides, I already have...
That was definitely a knock on
great.
the barrier. That was a very heavy collision with the Armco. Let's hope they're all right.
Besides, people can already see the controller. If people cannot see...
Is there a problem? Your lap times are getting slower.
If the people cannot see the controller, then it's not my problem. I mean, it's
Normally,
right there on the
motor
left
racing,
side,
driving
so
a car right to its limit is very much a skill from the
I don't think
head,
the
not
second
from the
webcam
heart.
is even needed.
But out on the track today, we're seeing some really passionate performances.
To me, a second webcam is already a waste of money because people don't really want to see me already having one webcam and not even speaking about two webcams.
He's already behind at the first split.
Besides, I don't really think that's necessary considering that you can just set up the same webcam differently
I don't
for
think he's gonna better his time.
a
He's
different
behind
scene.
at split 2.
Jesus Christ, this fucking turn. Yeah, like I said, this track is very difficult. It's very hard to master. I don't even think I'm gonna master it on like 13 laps. Well, technically 26 because we also have to count qualifying, but I need to land on a pretty good position in qualifying, so this is like my only chance to do it.
And if I check how he compares with his previous best lap, this looks like a slower lap. He's down at split 1.
The front wings on these cars have had to be changed in recent years. They now have a thicker, rounded end plate so they can stand a much lesser chance of puncturing a tyre if they hit it.
That's intermediate
My
2,
God.
and he's slower than his best.
I
Was a
suck
very heavy
so
collision with the
fucking
arm, but
bad.
Let's hope he's all right. Third, fourth gear, fifth
Horrible.
gear.
Absolutely
Up into
horrible.
sixth. Fourth, down into second. He's up after the first split. He's down at the second split. His times are really coming down.
It's a minimal improvement. It's not good enough.
One of the problems the drivers have to contend with is visibility. Their visors get very dirty out on the track. Every 5 laps or so they'll need to give it a wipe to keep it clear with the back of their glove or their sleeve. Of course, when it gets really difficult to see, they can peel off one of the clear tear-off strips that cover the visor.
I'm looking at his previous times now. He's down at the first split.
I mean, if you want to chat, you can chat. But my answers are gonna be much, much slower.
And if I check how he compares with his previous best lap, that's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best.
Your lap times are down. Is there a problem?
Yeah, there's a guy that's screaming to my ears with a $3 Walmart microphone. Where I said that joke already 700 times, but it's so accurate that it's never get
Down
boring.
into second. Third gear. Up into fourth. Fifth. Sixth. after the second split.
Yeah, I shouldn't brake over there. Like I should basically push through that last chicane.
And if I check how he compares with his previous best lap, he's already faster than his previous best at the first split. He's up after the second split.
Yeah, drop to 220 seems like a good thing to do over here. So brake to 220 is alright, just don't brake any lower than that. Okay, that is already better. Now let's try to make 1.6 a consistent time.
He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1. He's down at the second split. One thing we might see this year is drivers having problems with cramp. All the teams have followed Williams' lead from last year and positioned their drivers lower in the car, reclined further back with their feet raised up more. Third, up into fourth, up into fifth, sixth gear, fifth, third, down into second. And it's a good first split time.
This year, all the teams have lowered the driving seat to try and combat the turbulence caused by the driver's helmet, which reduces the efficiency of the air intake into the engine. Another benefit
Too
they
slow.
hope to see will be better handling of the car due to the lower centre of gravity.
He's up after the second split.
It's gonna be 1.6, but it's not gonna be the best time.
He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1. He's down at the second split.
That's too slow on that corner.
Your fuel's low. Pit in.
And that was 13 laps. I mean, okay.
That damage he has to the nose will mean a new front wing height.
I hope during the qualifying I'll
They
manage
can't
to
afford to make
do a
us-
reasonably good time. Yeah, and practice session, go to the car setup. I mean, once... I don't know how much I've improved. I think I only have improved by 0.2 seconds. Which means there's still even more room to improve, but maybe I'm gonna discover during qualifying, if not during the race. But yeah, this track is difficult. Very, very difficult. It's not as difficult as the Japanese Grand Prix, though. Alright, got the best lap. Qualifying session, it's gonna be the same situation, only we're gonna have to go to the pits every 4 laps to basically compare our time with the time of other drivers, so let's go and do that. This race is gonna be long too. I think it has 78 laps. But it's not a long track, so I guess it's perfectly acceptable.
Go!
In a busy qualifying session, a Grand Prix driver has to be really on the limit. He brakes at the last moment, turns in very fast, cannot afford any mistakes whatsoever.
Yeah, okay, I don't know why I used brakes over there.
The sky's beginning to darken, and if I look up from the commentary box, I can see quite a few clouds overhead now.
Oh, good. Rain in qualifying session. I want to at least do the first third of the qualifying session.
1997 is that the teams have to decide in advance which compound to use for both qualifying and the race. And having done so, they're limited to a maximum of 28 times.
Because we are not doing qualifying in the rain. Not when we're starting with the sun.
He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1. That's down on his previous fastest lap over the second sector.
Am I regained all that time on... I will not regain all that time, never mind.
Down into second.
That's exactly what I need right now, a car in front of me.
He's already behind his best time at intermediate
And
1.
it's Minardi too, lovely. Because I do not only need a draft, I also need a slowpoke.
That's down on his previous fastest lap over the second sector.
Yeah, we are not gonna beat the time on the first third of the qualifying session. Maybe on the second. And this time the car have showed up, but the cars in front, I need to drive differently. I need to drive slower, a little bit more carefully until I'm gonna have opportunity to overtake.
That first split time is actually faster than the current fastest qualifying lap.
Yeah, that's typical. Having a faster lap time on a lap that when I'm going to the pits.
That's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best.
It's getting darker with every second, so we might go to the pits. We might start the qualifying after this second third of the qualifying session. That's how I see it. I don't see Schumacher. That's what worries me. Not seeing Schumacher on the track. Okay, 5th lap, it's a warm-up. 5th lap warm-up, 6-7 for the record. 8th lap for the pit. And we're gonna see what kind of weather conditions are we gonna get.
I don't think any of the crowd will be getting a suntan out there today. Third gear. He's down at the first split.
It would be amazing if I could overtake that Zauber on the first lap.
The sky is beginning to darken, and if I look up from the commentary box, I can see quite a few clouds overhead now. That's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best.
Where that drift even came from? Yeah, I think I broke on this corner a little bit too hard.
The teams have to decide after the practice sessions which compound they will use for both qualifying and the race. They have to decide whether or not to use soft tyres, which are faster, but may involve having an extra pit stop.
He's down at the first split.
Yeah, that would kind of push me like half a second. Alright, if it's not this lap, we're gonna try on lap 7.
I'm looking at the qualifying lap times now. That's down on his previous fastest lap over the second sector. It's incredible. These drivers are controlling a car about half the weight of a minute, and these things can accelerate to about 150 miles an hour in 6.5 to 7 seconds. The fastest time over the first sector we've seen today. Let's see how he compares with the previous qualifying times. He's up on the leader at intermediate 2. Was a brilliant lap and puts him on provisional pole.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna lead until Schumacher is gonna show up on the track.
into second.
We are pitting on this
Third.
lap, so it doesn't
Fourth
really
gear.
matter.
Fifth gear. Sixth gear.
But I can already see that Schumacher is gonna do like at least 1 or 2 second better lap than me because how much I'm struggling.
He's down at the first split. The weather's getting overcast now. Let's hope it doesn't get any worse.
It's Minardi in front of me again. How lovely. Luckily I'm going to the pit, so it doesn't really matter.
That's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best.
Well, there's Schumacher on the track. Apparently 1 minute 8. Yeah. Somehow I don't really believe that. Let's do the rest of the
For a while at
laps.
least, he'll have something of a time advantage over the other cars.
Okay, so 9th lap, it's a
skies
warm up.
overhead are grey and dull, but thankfully it's not actually raining.
Yeah, thank God it's not raining because I think I would go I would not go insane. During rain, I would actually have to drive slower, which... it depends on how AI would interact with that. Alright, I need to take... I need to get around that Zauber.
Let's see how he compares with the previous qualifying times. This looks like a slower lap. He's down at split 1.
And again, this track does not really
He's
have...
down at the second split. Up into 6th.
Oh,
He's hit
fuck.
Marini. That's a Williams. There's damage to his car.
Yeah, I lost control.
107% rule
I
of
thought
the
I
past
can
couple of
squeeze
years
and I
has
made a
been that
mistake.
tail end
Yeah, the
teams have had to
qualifying is pretty
shuffle
much
their
over.
act and spend
Need to
longer
repair the
making
front
sure
wing.
They can do competitive time. This means that the gap between the qualifying time from the front to the back of the grid is now much less.
Qualifying is
There's
pretty
the
much
all
over.
clear. The green flag's being waved.
The mechanics are working on
Because
the
now
damage
the
as
lap
fast
10
as
is
they
gonna
can.
change into the warm-up lap, and I'm gonna have lap 11 and 12, which is, you know, it's 1 lap less to be able to beat my the best lap time. It's just 1 lap less.
You can see shadows on the track now. The sun's really coming through.
At least on the plus side, we are not getting any rain. At least that's a good thing.
He's down at the first split. That's down on his previous fastest lap over the second sector.
Am I gonna have to fight with the Ferrari now? Sometimes we're gonna have to fight with the Ferrari. Amazing. That's great. Because of course he cannot be faster than me for once. I mean, I don't know which driver of the Ferrari it is. It could be Schumacher, it could be Irvine at the same time. But my problem is that he's not gonna let me through.
This looks like a slower lap. He's down at
Which means
split
lap
1.
11 is gonna be wasted for overtaking this guy.
Fourth gear. Up into 5th. 5th gear. Let's see how he compares with the previous qualifying times. That's intermediate 2, and he's slower than his best.
I'm gonna be honest, I am not really happy with this qualifying session. Because all the opportunities that were there to make a better lap time got pretty much wasted. Either by me being a dumbass or cars that are in front of me and not letting me through. But then again, there's not really a lot of space on this track to do it.
He's already behind his best time at intermediate 1.
Yeah, we're not gonna get it. At this point, I am just gonna hope that I'm gonna get a good position on the grid, and that I'm not gonna do a stupid thing and crash into something.
That's intermediate 2, and he's slower
Because
than his
then
best.
the race is gonna be unrecoverable. Yeah, there was just nothing I could do to beat that time. I mean, at least we got a consistent 1-6, so it's alright, I guess. Well, actually, we managed to start in the first place, but Frentzen was only 0.2 seconds behind me, Schumacher 0.5, Irvine with 1 second, Berger with 1 second, 0.1, and Ralf Schumacher the last 6th position with 1.1. Sadly, it's such a shame that I cannot browse through, like, you know, other drivers to see where they landed. Anyway, this is Hungaroring. So I'm gonna count that it has 78 laps, because it says 77, but I'm gonna round it up to 78. So we're gonna do 39 laps, because we're going for one pit strategy. We're gonna go 39 laps, and actually if it's 77, I could do 38 right now, and no, we're gonna do 39 and 39. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. 39 and 39. Alright, race, let's go. Let's hope it's gonna be the first trying to really focus on this race, because, like I said, this track is very difficult. And I already made too many mistakes during the practice session. Trying to try to make the least amount of mistakes during the race.
Welcome to the Hungarian Grand Prix, here at the Hungaroring in Budapest. This 2.5-mile circuit close to the beautiful and historic city of Budapest is one of the tightest in the championship. Teams have to set their cars up for very high downforce to get grip on its bends. Even so, the drivers have to be right at their best to avoid sliding out of the race. Good grid positions are absolutely essential, because passing is almost impossible.
Yeah, passing is impossible, and it's gonna be very difficult for me to get over the lapped drivers.
The drivers are getting ready for the start. They're lined up on the grid. Watch for the lights going out. Straight down towards turn 1 they come.
Frentzen seems to be
That lax in
hungry
concentration has cost him the lead.
for the first place, which is still fine because we got 2 teammates. And it's not fine because if I'm gonna be faster than him, I have no clue where I will be able to overtake him. And I am faster than him. No, not here. Not here either. Maybe on the finish line.
We're into the second lap.
Also not really because he's keeping the lead. Now the worst enemy is my own weight. A weight that I'm gonna lose over time, but still.
The gap is growing.
There are some corners which I'm faster than him.
The race leader, Heights Harold Frenson. In second position, Williams #1.
No.
In third, Michael Schumacher. Hang on, he's actually faster than the race leader at split 2. In fourth position, Gerhard Berger. In fifth position, Eddie Irvine. Sixth, Johnny Herbert.
Johnny Herbert actually landed on 6? What the hell?
This is the third lap.
Zauber Petronas actually gaining a good position on the race? That's impressive.
Unbelievable! He's ducking and diving all over the place trying to get past. There's only a small gap between them now. The car in front will really be feeling the pressure.
He's a real veteran of Formula One, and it shows in the maturity of his driving.
Lost a little bit of time that corner over there.
The gap is growing. He's right on his tail. An interesting point to note is that both Williams and Jordan, two of the great innovators in car design, have opted for an oval air intake above the driver's head. It'll be interesting to see what difference this makes. That lap will certainly help him catch the car in front. I'm looking at the race order now. In first, Heights Harold Frenson. In second, Williams #1. In third position, Michael Schumacher. In fourth position, Eddie Irvine. In fifth position, Gerhard Berger. In sixth position, Johnny Herbert. Let's see how his times compare. He's actually up on the leader's time at
That was a
split 2.
good moment to overtake.
Good stuff. That's into first place.
Alright. Now to Make as much distance as possible and hopefully not to blow the engine. And yes, during this race I'm not really gonna talk too much.
Here, but I don't like
as
those black clouds gathering overhead.
Like I said before, this track is very difficult and it requires for me to a little bit more concentration. It's not Hockenheim in which I can just drive in shitpost. Well, there was some kind of collision in the back. Not that I'm really interested in knowing who that was. Probably gonna recognize that when we're gonna lap the other drivers. The weather is getting worse, so we might drive this track in the rain, which, honestly, that might be worse for overtaking. Like, rain situation might be much worse for overtaking than we think.
Race order. In first place, Williams #1. In second place, Heights Harold Frenson. In third, Michael Schumacher. Fourth, Eddie Irvine. In fifth position, Gerhard Berger. In sixth position, Johnny Herbert.
Hence why I personally do not want for it to rain during this race. Because we are currently somewhat cruising due to the dry conditions. The rain might change it. Okay, got the fastest lap so far. Now it's time to keep that pace. And not drive into the grass like I just did. I really don't want it to rain.
The top positions are: first, Williams #1. In second position, Heights Harold Frenson. In third place, Michael Schumacher. In fourth, Eddie Irvine. In fifth, Gerhard Berger. In sixth, Johnny Herbert.
It's gonna rain. The racing line have disappeared from the track. Which now I'm afraid of the worst. Like, overtaking on in this race in the dry condition is difficult. I do not know how it's gonna be during the rain. There's a lot of unknowns. Lots of question marks, to say the least. But we'll see. Maybe it's not gonna be that bad. Which I sincerely hope for that one. Frenson 6 seconds behind me, Schumacher 11. And it started raining. Okay, so now the situation is AI is gonna turn full panic mode, which means they're gonna go to the pits, and for the next 2 laps we're gonna definitely see some lapped drivers, and they're all gonna change their tires. I don't have to change my tires
the top
yet.
Positions are: first, Williams #1. In second place, Heights Harold Frenson. In third position, Michael Schumacher. In fourth, Eddie Irvine. In fifth, Gerhard Berger. Hang on! In sixth place, Johnny Herbert.
And we got first driver, and that's Aros Yamaha, and he had a engine malfunction. Did not really knew how to overtake him. And the guy's coming out of the pits. It's one of the stewards. Okay, so this is a pretty nice and long straight, which is gonna allow me to overtake. And UncleLander have actually shown up onto the grid, and he's now on the 4th position.
The lap times are beginning to get slower now as the drivers have to pick their way more carefully through this damp surface.
Alright. But let's not forget, this track is still relatively dry.
This young man had a fantastic first season last year, giving his teammate Damon Hill a real run for his money in the championship battle. This year, all eyes will be on the French-Canadian as he continues his Formula One campaign.
Larini have moved up to a 3rd place. Somebody has a powered up engine.
It's looking a bit slippery out there. Do you want to come in for wet tyres?
Not yet, not yet. We see a slight splashes under the tires, but I can still drive with those current splashes.
In second,
I'm currently waiting for the weather to get better or worse. If I'm gonna get larger splashes under the tires, only then I will go to the pits and change my tires.
Hang on.
This year all the teams have lowered the driving seat to try and combat the turbulence caused by the driver's helmet, which reduces the efficiency of the air intake into the engine. Another benefit they hope to see will be better handling of the car due to the lower centre of gravity.
6th, Gerhard Berger.
Kinda wish that weather could make up its mind before I'm even end up this lap.
It's looking a bit slippery out there. Do you want to come in for wet tyres?
That's typical. Weather change for the worse at the finish line. And what's the Minardi doing? The Minardi is not letting me through. And he slips. That's what you get. That's what you get.
The rain's absolutely lashing down on the track. Driving conditions are getting worse all the time.
It's okay, I can drive a little bit slower. My leadership is relatively big. Okay, going for the wet
We've
tires.
got wet tyres waiting for you when you think it's wet enough out there.
So don't forget the weather is variable, so the weather might actually change from this to sunny back again.
Absolute clockwork precision from the pit crew. The pit lane crew did their job superbly for a super fast stop.
Only 4 seconds into the pits, which is pretty good, but now I need to be careful. I need to drive slower, much slower. Every corner ends up with me braking. much harder, taking them much slower. And wow, okay, weather cannot make up its mind. It's actually, now I need to go to the pits for the slicks again. Because look what's happening. The splashes have reduced underneath my tires. That means I need to change the tires for the slicks.
Race order. In first place,
Weather
Williams,
being weather, I
number 1.
suppose.
In second place, Heinz Harold Frentzen. In third, Eddie Irvine.
And there's nothing I can do
In
about
fourth
that.
position, Nicola Larini. In fifth,
I only wish
David
that weather could make up its mind.
Sixth,
And either start fully raining or just
new
not rain at
safety
all.
rules for the design of the cars this year have meant that the teams have had to include a deformable structure behind the gearbox to protect the driver in the event of rear impact. Ferrari did this last year, and they've already overcome most of the problems, like excessive
Does that-
vibration,
that already
which can
consumes,
crack
like,
the rear wing. The team's been practicing
I would
this
say 30
over
seconds.
and over again until it's perfect.
It's looking a bit slippery out there. Do you want to come in for wet tires?
That shaves like 30 seconds. Maybe not 30. Yeah, 30 seconds. 2 pit stop would be 30 seconds. Because you have to consider getting to the pits, staying, getting out of the pits. Alright, Jordan actually had behaved very nicely and led me through. Yeah, I should go full gas over here. Okay, maybe 30 seconds was a little bit of an exaggeration, but at least 10 seconds got lost into the pits.
We've got wet tires waiting for you when you think it's wet enough out there.
No, I'm not gonna overtake him over here. We'll overtake him over here. And Prost is gonna get overtaken on the finish line. And he slips. Oh my god. Thankfully he did not slip in my direction, because that would be definitely front wing under the window.
Race order. In first place, Williams number 1. In second place, Heinz Harold Frentzen. In third, Eddie Irvine. In fourth position, Nicola Larini. Hang on. In fifth, Damon Hill. In sixth position, Michael Schumacher.
It's looking a bit slippery out there. Do you want to come in for wet tires?
I don't know what that McLaren was doing, but that almost cost me a crash. Now we have to go to the pits again. Because the weather have changed for the worse.
He's crossed the white line now. That means you have to slow down to 75 miles per hour in the pit lane. which he does by hitting a button that activates the rev limiter.
They can't afford to make a single mistake in the pits. It's absolutely vital everyone does their job perfectly. The pit lane crew did their job superbly for a super fast stop.
In these kind of conditions, the drivers will be carefully feeling their way around.
Okay, I think now
They're
it starts
probably
to
nothing
seriously
some
raining.
15 to 20 seconds slower than in the drive.
Now that McLaren's definitely starting to give me trouble. And I cannot overtake him over here because that's way too risky. Maybe over here. No.
He
Oh,
just hit the
fuck.
Canadian. It's the Canadian.
Yeah.
The car's been damaged.
He slipped my front. I could not do anything. Front wing went to trash. I need to go to the
We're ready
pits.
for you if you want to get that damage fixed.
The race is underway again. The green flags are out.
There'll be a new front wing waiting for him in the team pit area. All the time the mechanics are working on that damage. The seconds are ticking away. He's on a fresh set of tyres, which means that, for a while at least, he'll have something of a time advantage over the other cars.
A lot of cars are slipping during this race. It's a shame that they are all slipping almost right underneath my tires. And I have very, very little time to react. Thankfully, the marshals have not decided that this crash is my fault. Which technically it wasn't anybody's fault. Because once you slip, you lose control of the car and that's it. You basically give yourself to God and hope for the best.
I'm looking at the race order now. In first, Williams number 1. In second position, Heights Harold Frenson. Third, Eddie Irvine. In fourth position, Nicola Larini. Fifth, Damon Hill. In sixth position, Michael Schumacher.
The fact that Damon Hill is back on the top 6 is actually pretty amusing. Okay, Minardis, you are getting out of the way, and thank God. Still got a solid 25 seconds advantage of the car behind. So we are still driving in comfort zone.
One unique feature of the Stewart car design is the high side pods on the car and the large turning vane, which should reduce the amount of debris that is sucked off the track into the radiator field during the normal course of a race. This sort of accumulation can actually cause a drop-off between 10 and 20% in the radiator's efficiency.
The race is beginning to settle down now, about a third of the way through. accident, the yellow
Another
flags
slip.
are out.
At these kind of speeds, it's almost impossible to see a problem ahead on the track. So these flags give you the advance warning you need.
There's the all clear. The green flag's being waved.
Another slip on the track. This race just becomes more and more dangerous. And I can already see 3 cars at front. And I'm gonna have to overtake them somehow. And that's Benetton, Prost, and I don't know what car's in front over there.
So many times
Cannot
before,
really see it.
Martin, but I'll say it again. Catching is one thing.
That's one of the
passing
McLarens.
is quite another.
What is the guy doing?
Williams number 1. Heights Harold Frenson, Eddie Irvine, Nicola Larini.
He just damaged my rear wing. God damn it, dude.
Round the circuit.
That was absolutely unnecessary. Yeah, I can definitely say that this track doesn't really drive that bad in rain. Like, the worst part is the drivers in front. That's the only bad part about the track, because you have to be afraid of them slipping out of nowhere and colliding right into your front. Which in this case, if I'm gonna lose my front wing, the repairs are gonna take at least 10 seconds. Ah, shit. Oh, that's a slip on my part. Thankfully recoverable.
When you're driving a Formula One car, you cannot be tense. You're strapped in. You feel every movement. You're part of the car, and if you attention to the car, it slides that little bit more. You must relax and let the car do the work.
I think I have like around 10 laps before I'm gonna go to the pits.
Race order. Williams number 1. Heights Harold Frenson. Eddie Irvine. Nicola Larini.
And that Johnny Herbert in front of me, I'm pretty sure of it. And there's another line of the cars too. That's gonna be rough. Yeah, all of these cars are fighting for positions too. They are very concentrated, they're very clutched together. Overtaking them is gonna be very, very tough. Yeah, I might not even try to overtake them on the finish line. I need a better situation. I need them to be a little bit more spread. I could try to overtake the guy that's in front of one of the Benettons. But yeah, not here. Just wasted the opportunity. As I went into the grass. There's no opportunity to overtake.
Williams number 1. Heights Harold Frenson. Eddie Irvine. Nicola Larini.
It's just no opportunity. Because on the finish line they are faster, and on the corners they're all clutched together. or something like this happens. Too much clutch is happening, and I have no clue what to do. If I had more speed on that straight over there, so I could overtake the burger, maybe then, yes, but the burger or whoever's in front, either are lazy, one of the Benettons. And sadly, fighting with these guys makes me lose time. Sure, I still have a large comfort zone between me and the Heinz-Harald Frentzen, but the more the better, they say. There's no corner on this track in which I could say, hey, yeah, hey, I can cheese that. And now I slipped. And the remaining Zauber almost crashed into my back. But I think the Benetton has kind of moved away a little bit, so I might have a chance to overtake him.
Weight is king in a Formula 1 car. Every extra kilo you have to carry loses you about 200ths of a second per lap. Fuel load, as in the aviation industry, is measured in kilos, not litres, and is precisely calculated to give optimum performance for minimum weight.
It's incredible.
Yeah, Benetton. Benetton is not really going to let me through, it seems. Yeah, he's not really going to let me through, and as a matter of fact, he's going to push me to the grass. Even though he's a lap driver, he just does not let go. They will ask for a blue flag. And if he's going to be persistent in real life, he will take a 10-second penalty.
Race order. Williams #1. Heinz-Harald Frentzen. Eddie Irvine. Nicola Larini.
I'm losing I'm losing a second per lap because of this. And there goes one of the arrows going to the pits, managed to overtake the Benetton. So now I only have to deal with 2 cars. At least slight relief. Well, now I can overtake the Ferrari. And whoever is in that Zauber. Good job, Ferrari. You know I'm braking, you just smash right into my back. As if that would help anybody, and Zauber actually allows me to go through here. Whew. Okay. A little bit more breathing space. Yeah, Schumacher's just gonna try to push me off. He's not really letting me through. It's actually not even Schumacher. Schumacher was the driver that we have run past last time. This is Haley Irvine. Yeah, I forgot to fix the arm supports, so now my forearms are a little bit hurting. But we got like, well, we could say that we got 3 laps before going to the pits, so I can deal with that.
Race order. Williams number 1. Heights Harold Frenson. Eddie Irvine. Nicola Larini.
My teammate Frenson might be one of the cars that I'm gonna lap right now. And it is. I recognize the livery from it. No, it's not. Never mind. I was wrong. That's one of the Tyrrell Forts. Michael Schumacher dropped to the 6th position. Larini still on the 4th. Damon Hill on the 5th. Yeah, I'm going to the pits on 39. And I'm gonna fuel my car on for 39 more laps after that. Because then I will have enough fuel to basically beat the entire race and not stop at the pits unless there's gonna be a malfunction. I'm gonna be slower, I'm gonna be heavier, but with over a lap of leadership over every single other car, I think I can allow myself for that. And there goes Frenson, but I'm not gonna overtake him here right now. I'm gonna play it smart, I'm gonna be smart. Oh wait, not going to the pits right now, on the next lap. Okay, sure. Whatever. Again, we got a clutch of several cars at the same time. I'm gonna let Frenson do his thing. I'm gonna let him overtake first, because I'm going to the pits anyway, so I am not really in such big of a rush anyway. During this race in real time, in the real world, Hintauer Frenson had like serious problem with the fuel. Basically, what would have happened is that he had a problem not with the fuel line, but it was a different malfunction that was connected to the fuel, which made him burst actual fire from the exhaust, like at least 2 times, and a little bit of smoke, and he had to retire. Damon Hill was on the lead for a very, very long time during the race. I don't remember if he actually won or not. But Damon Hill at the start of this race have actually like busted through. He had like over 20 or 12 seconds of leadership. Alright, going to the pits.
Race order. Williams number 1. Heights Harold Franson. Eddie Irvine. Damon Hill.
Damage to the rear wing like that cannot be helping his aerodynamic efficiency. I expect they'll replace it at this stop.
He'll be very
Change to the
aware that
wets.
races can be won or lost in the pit lane. It's a slow stop.
It might be slow, but it works. Okay, now just to drive for the rest of the race. Michael Schumacher have came back to the 4th position. Larini is the 5th. Berger have took the 6th position. I think as long as I am not overtaking any cars in front, I can be a little bit more interactive with the chat. Because after all, I'm driving slower in the rain. So I'm not at that constant pressure. I see one car in front, but it's only a single car. Who died into the Sabercat again in Skyrim? Gee whiz. I wonder who. Could it be you? Sounds like somebody needs Animal Legion's shout. Hey Monkey. Okay, it seems like the weather is actually changing. The cars have become brighter, so we might get back to the sunny weather. And I think we are gonna go back to the sunny weather. Which is alright. In sunny weather, maybe in sunny weather it's gonna be a little bit less opportunities for overtaking. I don't know. What's the well, slick tires are well slick.
Race order. Williams number 1.
They're like bald-headed man's head.
Eddie Irvine. Michael Schumacher.
They're basically slick. They have the best grip. They last the longest on the dry circuit, on the dry tarmac. The wet tires are basically made so they can create additional grip. they have the grooves, so they can create an additional grip for the car to stick to. And also they have a tendency to overheat a little bit more. But the thing is, the rain basically rain does the cooling down process for you. Yep, pretty much no threats on them. It's not like it's a civilian. It's not like it's a civilian car, which you have threads at all times. It's not really weird, honestly. There used to be a time where the slick tires also used to have threads. Oh, look at that line of cars in front of me. Overtaking is gonna be so fun right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to overtake that Tyrrell Ford and maintain my position. Even Frenton is currently struggling because he had a Minardi in front.
Race order.
Yeah, when it comes to the race cars, that's 100% true.
Harold Frenson, Eddie Irvine, Michael Schumacher.
Probably gonna switch to the slicks soon. Maybe 1-2 laps, we'll see. We gotta smoke. We gotta smoke. I'm to pit right now. But I'm still gonna drive on wets.
I imagine that this will be his only stop. We'll know when we see how long refueling takes.
He'll be very aware that races can be won or lost in the pit lane. It's a quick one.
Gosh, that is a cursed line of cars. At least six cars in front with very minimal chance of overtaking. That is what I call a shit show. Today on Top Gear's cars. It was actually bottom gear. Oh, this Branson got through. Yeah, the cars are basically standing behind each other. They're like, here, have a whiff.
Race order. Williams number 1. Heights Harold Franson. Eddie Irvine. Michael Schumacher.
I mean, that's how you drive during the actual race. You only take good opportunities to overtake. You don't take every opportunity. Okay, I can go to the pits for the slicks.
Oh dear.
Well, I have to go to the pits for the slicks anyway, but
Ready for you if you want to get that damage fixed.
As a driver,
that
you're
front
really
damage does
thankful
not
for the yellow flag,
help.
as it gives you those vital seconds warning of approaching hazards.
Now the course officials are waving green flags. That means all clear.
They have to concentrate on two things: trying to pass the car in front and trying to keep the car behind at bay. The mechanics will probably be getting ready to put a new front wing on. They're trying to fix that damage quickly so it can be back out again straight away.
It's looking a bit slippery out there. Do you want to come in for wet tyres?
I think the rain's beginning to pass now. Hopefully we'll start to see some sun.
I hope it does. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that would happen. The weather on Hungaroring today is absolutely undecided. It acts very, very
Of
weirdly.
course, as the laps go on, these little potential opportunities that are not really on become greater and greater in their minds. Sooner or later, someone's going to think, I can do it, have a lunge, and the chances are they won't be able to, and end up tangling with the car in front or even going into the barrier.
You swap the tires, it would be such a shame if all of a sudden rain. Well, it's still kind of raining, but the circuit is dry enough.
Race order. Williams number 1. Heights Harold Franson. Michael Schumacher. Eddie Irvine.
Now, weather right now acts like a freaking McDonald's customer. I'm gonna have a... basically, I'm undecided. A little bit slow, to say the least.
We're into the last third of the race.
Patrick? Okay, yeah, that's definitely what Patrick would do. But there are people like that in real life too. I know, I've seen several. I think I even had one as a customer when I used to work for a grocery store. Yeah. Rains for the rest of the race. It was not the only time when Murray Walker said something that actually turned out to be something way different. So, I am ready for anything.
Since Frank Williams first formed his team in 1970, he's taken them from relative obscurity at the back of the grid through to their first championship win in 1980 and on to be one of the consistently major players of the last 17 years. He's also had to endure his share of tragedy in recent years, but he's overcome the setbacks to take 8 Constructors' Championships, equalling the record of Ferrari. Race order. Williams number 1.
Yeah, I wish the Gran Turismo wasn't PlayStation exclusive.
Johnny Herbert.
Because I have only seen the Gran Turismo and it's such a beautiful game. It's such a nice game. But no accessibility on the PC since Gran Turismo 1. That hurts me a little bit.
As the circuit begins to dry, the drivers will start to get problems with their wet tyres overheating, as there isn't so much surface water about to cool them down.
Quite a little bit. Quite a little bit, considering that I have played through Gran Turismo 1, I have played through Gran Turismo 2, and I have a copy of Gran Turismo 4 that I have never finished. And I would love to play them on PC. I mean, at this point, if I could play one... No, sorry, I can play easily. I would just need to obtain Gran Turismo 3, 5, and 6, because I think emulator can play those games. The RCPS 3 can actually play the Gran Turismo 5 and 6. Though I am not really sure because our CPS is still, as much advantages as that project have made, it's still a work in progress. Tesla coil on this thing. Are you sure you're playing Bloodborne and not Fallout New Vegas? I also wish I could play Bloodborne. But honestly, my CPU is not... It's pretty much, when it comes to the PlayStation 3 emulation, my processor is currently pretty much a mid-tier. So I'm kind of sad about that. I would need the newest gen, one of the newest gen AMD or Intel CPUs to be able to... Oh shit!
Are you alright?
Yeah, I banked him with the rear tire.
Just couldn't brake in time and ended up hitting his rear. The yellow flags
Yeah,
are being
this one
waved
is
by
on
the
me.
marshal.
This one should
That's
be
a
on me.
warning. Some kind of accident. There's the all clear. The
I
green
banged the
flag
front
being
with
waved.
my back tire. That is 100% on me. I should get penalized for that one. I know, right? I'm an evil. There's a lot of the arse, but it's a nice arse. It's clappable. Yes.
This
It's
is the
definitely
final
slappable.
quarter of the race.
I'm trying to take out the competition that is lapped. I know, right? That's pretty petty. That is pretty petty of me. Disqualification. Black and white flag, black flag, red flag. 10-second penalty in the pits. Sore winner. Nah. I sent him a pigeon with a message. I'm sorry for that one. You know which one. That's exactly the message, and yeah, that's all there is to it. Ugh. My nose is super itchy.
It's good racing conditions out on the track without the added complication of any rain.
Yeah,
Race
unsportsmanlike conduct
Williams,
would
number
be
one.
definitely a good reason to give me like at least 10-second penalty.
Nicola Larini.
Nicola Larini is actually like on 4th position. He's getting points for Zauber. Of all teams, Zauber is actually gonna get some points. Pictures the personal computer. Oh no. Oh no.
With the 107% rule of the past couple of years, we're seeing that the tail-end teams have had to sharpen up their act and spend longer making sure they can do competitive time. This means that the gap between the qualifying time from the front to the back of the grid is now much less.
Yep, exactly. That's Thunder's PC. She admitted that just right now. Alright, we got 17 laps to go. And if the cars are gonna be as spread as they are right now, we should be good.
We're sitting here in glorious sunshine. It's a perfect day for motor racing.
Okay, got the Minardi out of the way. It's time to struggle with these guys in front.
Race
Oh yeah,
order.
they are hugging each other.
Williams number 1. Heinz Harold Frentzen. Michael Schumacher. Nicola Larini. Race order. Williams number 1. Heights Harold Frenson. Michael Schumacher. Nicola Larini.
Okay, yeah, as long as it's something that is perfectly safe for work, go ahead and post it on the Discords. It's not really about me, it's about other people who are using the Discord as well. Or send her a DM, maybe that would be even better. If it's safe for work, then alright. Hey Hyper, how you doing? Hope you're doing well, glad to see you. We have kids around. Okay, yeah. But that pretty much means that it must be safe for work. At least they're gonna reach age of 16 or 18. Depending on when they're gonna understand that art is art.
Race order. Williams number 1. Heights Harold Frenson. Michael Schumacher. Nicola Larini.
Twelve laps left. Yeah, I don't know what I decided to cut the corner over there like that. That was pointless. Posting screenshots, that's fine. I mean, you can also post in vids and stuff, because that's where the other things are actually going, besides the memes. But screenshots is alright. Son of a bitch.
was that? Are you alright?
Okay, got the smoke. Gonna have to pit. Gonna exchange the rear wing at the same time as well. I have no tea to drink, so I'm gonna have to go for the rest of the race without being able to have a drink as well. Because I did not open the bottle of water that's in front of me, sadly.
This could possibly take 11, 12, 13 seconds if he takes on enough fuel to finish the race.
They can't afford to make a single mistake in the pits. It's absolutely vital everyone does their job perfectly.
6.9 seconds. Nice. And lap 69 too. Double nice.
Nicola Larini. Michael Schumacher.
Nine laps to go. Is that Minardi actually pushing away the frickin' Prost? Yeah, definitely Minardi have turned on the frickin' beast mode, per se. That was a little bit of a risky idea. Eight laps to go. What was that? He just almost freaking slammed into my front.
Normally, motor racing, driving a car right to its limit, is very
I was ready
much
to
a
overtake
skill
him and
from
he
the
was
head,
like,
not from the heart. But out on the track
Really
today,
freaking
we're
weird.
seeing some really passionate performances. Race order. Williams number 1. Heights Harold Frenson. Nicola Larini. Michael Schumacher.
Six laps left. Welcome back, Thunder. Five laps left. I'm gonna count because this is a pretty difficult race. But I think by the end of, like, the moment the rain have stopped, the moment it stopped raining, I think I kind of got into the rhythm of the track. Now let's just hope that I'm not gonna forget about it. Next time I'm gonna try to do the Formula 1 season like that. In about 3 hours? Well, that's pretty understandable that you need to go to the doctor. I mean, him and a lot of other artists as well, as long as somebody doesn't gonna put it through Stable Diffusion and claim, yep, that's my art. Because all the freaking artists right now are getting absolutely robbed because of the AI stuff. I even were talking about that yesterday when I was doing the Silverstone race. That AI can be a significant improvement, but God, do people do some. AI can also be scary, and some people can be very, very, very shady stuff. I'm gonna say this, if AI was creating its own style of drawing, that would be perfectly fine. But AI harvests the data from other artists and use it as its own. It's not inspired, they're basically just taking something from somebody and published.
Only 3 laps left in this race now.
And thank God.
It's the penultimate lap.
The front wings on these cars have had to be changed in recent years. They now have a thicker, rounded end plate so they can stand a much lesser chance of puncturing a tyre if they hit it.
I'm willing to agree with that, Thunder.
We're into the final lap.
If we can go even a little bit on a philosophical
Race
rant over
order.
here.
Williams number 1.
Right now, you would say that AI is outpacing the regular human hand. Just like back in the day, steel outpaced bronze, or iron, or wood. It is what it is. Both of the tools are used by human hands. It's honestly not even a matter of what the tool is, but how it's used.
They just touched, I think. There doesn't
How
seem to
did
be
I
any
get
damage.
punished for that one?
The black and white diagonal flag means unsportsmanlike behavior.
Doesn't really matter though, because we are done with the Budapest Grand Prix
Crosses the
on the
line
first
to
try.
euphoric applause.
Probably one of the hardest races in the game. First try and victory for both Williams, because me and Heinz-Harald Frentzen have finished on the top of the grid. I am first, Frentzen on the second. Let's see how other drivers have finished the race. I'm glad that I'm over this track and that I did it on the first try, because this is a very difficult race. Okay, so we have me on the first with 1 hour 39. Frentzen has been lapped once. Nicola Larini, out of all drivers, have finished third. Fourth was Michael Schumacher, Eddie Irvine right behind him, and Johnny Herbert at the 6th position. I currently have 110 points. Schumacher at 59, LAC has 26, Berger with 23, Irvine with 21, and Frentzen with 18, which, we got a slight little bit of a change. Williams have 128 points, Ferrari 80, Benetton 49, Prost 12, Jordan with 9, and Sauber have actually outtook the McLaren with currently now they have 5 points. And that enters us to the round 12 of the championship season at Spa, which is also one of my favorite tracks, despite the fact that it's being very, very long. But it's one of my favorite tracks. I really like driving there. So yeah, people on Twitch, we are going to jump into next race in a moment or two. For people on YouTube, thank you guys very much for watching. Leave the comment, ring the bell, subscribe as well. And I'm gonna see you guys on the round 12 Spa.